what would you tell for people who are out here dating or
Mm-hmm.
they want relationship, they want partnership? What are 3 questions they should be asking in the dating process?
Oh, okay. I would say one question.
Notebooks out. This is the thing. Get your notebook out.
Because I go back and forth between questions and also observing. Like I would never date anyone who was rude to a server.
Yeah, me too.
Because they have to get right with God. There's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
And I also say pay attention to how people act when they're bored or inconvenienced, right? Like, can someone like kick it with you in a traffic jam and little thing like from a traffic jam to like, I don't know, someone spilled coffee on them, like how they respond to that. It's kind of how they're gonna respond to you. Something as simple as, okay, so how do you, like, what defines success, right? Because you can ask people about their goals, but asking someone how they define success, some people will be like family and marriage and stuff like that. Some people will be like promotion. Some people would say something like, I don't know, doing like get into their personal record with working out. But you get to learn more about them and the things that they really like appreciate in life. So like, how do you define success? I also think it's helpful to ask, like, you know, I do the back route because as a clinician, you know, we can't just, so I might start with the story like, man, today was like real frustrating. Like, and it was a really tough day. So I decided to go for a walk, you know, talking about the day. You know, what do you do when you're like really stressed out? Like, how do you manage it? And I think it's just as important to get the answer to see if they have an answer, or if they don't have an answer, what their coping technique is. If they be like, oh, you know, I'll just play video games for 27 hours. And it's like, right.
Yeah.
And I ain't got no problem with video games, you know, but there has to be a limit, you know, like, you know, but if you want to see if they have anything else that they incorporate into their day when they're dealing with stress. I also like to see how people answer questions, because sometimes people may not know the answer to something and they may BS you. Because something as simple as, you also have to kind of know who they are as a person, like what do they value. So you're like, oh, I just heard this crazy story about like the when it came down to like, you know, the justice system and they're voting on this, and like, what's your opinion on that? Now, they may not know what you're talking about, so they may ask like, oh, I didn't hear about that, explain it. That's cool, because you don't have to know the answer to everything. But somebody who will really just be like, oh, you know, because A squared plus B squared is C squared. What are you talking about? It's okay to acknowledge that you don't know the answer to something. So 1, I want to see if you're keeping up with current events. 2, I want to see if you are, what's your opinion on the current events. And 3, I want to see if you're okay with acknowledging the fact that you don't know the answer to something. Like, because someone who can admit to being wrong or not knowing something, I mean, you're not going to be able to grow with that person. And they'll just like, well, it's the first date. So, you know, I want to seem like I didn't know something. And it's just like, oh, okay. So so your automatic response is to lie. Good. That's a good thing to know. Like, it's not always about the answers. If they have the answers, it's also like, how do you deal with like not knowing the answer to something? And if they have complete opposite views for you, right? Like, say if you have non-negotiables, because I think you also have to understand your non-negotiables. Like, how do you feel about someone who doesn't want to have children? Like, do you want children? Do you even know if you do? How do you feel about religion? Like, my mom is Christian and my dad is Buddhist. So, like, it's very different, man. It's very different. My dad's whole side of the family, they're all Buddhists, and we Baptists, Philly, African Methodist, Episcopal, like, so they always have this running joke, like, if my mom wants my dad to do something that we know he's not going to do, or he'll ask for something, she'll be like, yeah, I will do that when you say the Sunday prayer. Sure. I will be sure. I'll mow the lawn when you decide to, you know, bring us home in prayer. Because it's never going to happen. Like, because he's Buddhist, right? So, like, that's how they joke when it comes down to it. And even getting to the point of, like, how their relationship with their family is, it's always a really good conversation around the holidays, because it can be something as simple as, like, man, holidays are crazy.
Yeah.
You know, we have all these cool traditions and we do this kind of stuff. What kind of stuff do you do? And it can let you know that, like, oh, we may value family. It can let you know that, like, maybe they're not close to them, how they talk about their family. Because I also, of course, as a psychologist, I pay attention to what you say, but I also pay attention to how you say it.
Yeah.
Like, I think anyone who talks to me about psych or books knows that I love, like, you know, so it's also like the way their face lights up, or if they just like, man, I ain't go home in years, and people are crazy. And one of the biggest red flags is if anybody tells you that every single one of their exes were crazy. Like every single ex is crazy. Like, because the only common denominator is them. Don't even finish the appetizer. Like, dip. Like, maybe say you go into the bathroom if you don't want to be rude. I mean, it's rude either way, but like, just leave, because it's not possible. It's literally not possible. Like, I've worked with clients like that, and I'm just like, okay. And that's what they say at the beginning.
Yeah.
And towards the end, they'll be like, am I the drama? You are, but we're working on that.
Yeah.
That's why you're here. Because yes, you are the drama. I'm sure somebody is going to therapy right now because of their encounter with you.
Because of you.
because of you. But that's the ultimate red flag, because the only common denominator is you.
I want to publicly apologize to all of y'all out there.
I barely acknowledge my exes exist, so.
Listen, they asked for a reason.
It was like, I'm sure you're doing fine. I don't really care, but like, I hope that you're
I hope all is well.
Did you see that interview with 50 Cent where he was just like, they were like, can you say anything positive about Ja Rule? And he was like, I mean, he's alive. It's just, I'm like, man, I hope you guys are.
His level of petty, it knows no bounds.
I love his level of petty. I love petty. I can't be petty, so like it's like an occupational hazard. Everybody has a story.
Yeah.
The world is tough, so I really can't be a butt anymore. I miss those days where I could be a jerk, but it's really hard, because it's just like, well, I don't know what they're going through, and it's just like, it sucks. So I like pettiness because I can't be like that.
Yeah. As we begin to close out, one word you're committed to in this season of your life.
I would probably say humanity. I think everything I try to do is to try to help Black people reclaim their humanity and rehumanize themselves, because the world, has worked to make it seem like we're not human. That's why they have all these atrocities to us. Yeah. So I would say, like, that's my biggest thing, is trying to get us to not only me helping them humanize ourselves, but like them figuring out ways to advocate for it themselves. Like, perfectionism is the exact opposite of humanity. And I think a lot of times we forget that humans are allowed to rest and have feelings and get stuff wrong, and be accountable and just build together. So I would definitely say humanity.
Humanity. Dr. Raquel Martin, it has been a pleasure.
Thank you.
When IG meets the seat.
Yes.
Listen, Vaught and Powers Talks, another good one for the books. Be sure to share this with someone who needs to up their humanity in this season of their lives. Share this with somebody who needs to be more intentional in raising themselves and their children. Okay? So until next time, you guys, I'm your girl, Brandy Harvey. Eat well. Give a damn. Move your body every single day. Peace. And we are out.
I definitely did not do that challenge, but it looked good.
What challenge?
That 100.
Oh, my 100.
I would look.
If that blessed you, trust me, you've only scratched the surface. There's so much more wisdom, truth, and transformation waiting in the full conversation. Click the link in the caption below to watch the entire interview. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss an episode of Vaught and Powers Talks.